Hi and welcome back to Garden Ninja. Today's video guide is going to show you how you can grow tomatoes from seed for a really cost-effective way to grow your own tomatoes that are going to taste far nicer than supermarket varieties and also lower your carbon footprint. So grab yourself some seeds, compost and seed trays and let's get cracking. If you've not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit the red button to subscribe today. Also click the bell for notifications. We'll have access to hundreds of garden design hints, tips and hacks from me, the Garden Ninja. And best of all, it's free. Now tomatoes are super easy to grow from seed at home, whether you've got a windowsill or you're lucky like me and you've got a greenhouse, because tomatoes need heat. Now once you've planted your seeds into your seed trays or pots, they need about 15 to 20 degrees before they'll germinate. If it's too cold, they won't germinate, and if it's above 20 degrees for too long, it will also prevent them from germinating. So sometimes growing them inside where you can control the temperature with the thermostat is a bit easier. But as long as you get those temperatures, the seeds will germinate. So let's move on to showing you how to sow your seeds. Once you've got your seed tray full of compost that you've tampered down and watered, it's then a case of spreading the seeds. And you want to spread them really finely, so I just scatter the odd seed across the seed bed like that. And I've just scattered them really finely across the seed bed. And then the next thing I do is simply use some vermiculite just to gently cover the seeds so they've got a bit of purchase with that damp soil. And just cover them like that, and it also makes the seeds far easier to spot as well. A bit more. There we go. Give them another quick water. Always make sure that you label your seeds so you know what you've grown, and it can also be useful to put the date on so you know when you've sown them. After between 14 and 21 days, your tomato seedlings should have started to germinate and look a little bit like this. And then it's time for pricking out and potting on. Now it's been about 3 weeks, and as you can see, the tomato seedlings have put on loads of growth and they've got their true leaves, which means that first of all, they put out 2 leaves and then they grow the true leaves. By the time you've got those, which have that distinctive tomatoey shape, you then prick them out. I'm going to show you how to do that now. And pricking out is just taking them from the seed trays, putting them into individual pots so they can pot on even more growth. Now to pot on, you're going to need some larger pots. I tend to use these, a kind of a P9, 9 centimetres. Just to get these going, and then once they get bigger, then the pot, when the roots start to spill out, we then pop them on either into a grow bag or a big pot, and they'll get huge and start to fruit. So we've got our P9s there. I also use one of these, which is a dibber, and what I tend to do is I start around the edges, so I just start to dig around, and you want to really hold on by the leaves, never the stem, because if you crush the stem, the plants are gonna. Now with these, because they're quite big, they're going to be delicate. Once I've lifted one like this, you'll see I've got all those beautiful roots, and that needs to go into one of these pots. So we fill a pot full of compost, peat free, and then we lift our seedling and then very carefully place that in and then backfill with some more compost. Being really delicate, we don't want to damage that stem or any of the leaves, because that's how it's going to photosynthesize and make energy. But in a nutshell, that's one done. I've just got to carry that on for the rest of them. And then, as I said, once the roots get to the bottom and you see them sticking out, it's time to pop them on to the final destination. Once your tomatoes have got to this stage where you can see the roots coming up the bottom of these P9 pots, it's time to pop them on one final time. And you want something like this, a 5 litre pot or bigger. Bigger the better really, because they've got more access to moisture and nutrients. Now I'm going to be using a 5 litre pot for this demonstration. We're going to fill it full of peat-free compost and then sink this tomato plant into there. So we're going to make a hole which is big enough for the pot to fit into. Now, when it comes to planting out these tomato seedlings, what we want to do, which may feel counterintuitive, is bury part of the stem. And the reason for that is it will send out these little adventitious roots, and that will help bring in more moisture, nutrients and stability. So I'm going to grab some more compost. And we just want to bury maybe ½ an inch of that stem, and over the next few weeks you'll notice that it starts to send out little white roots. So that's buried there. And all that's left to do is give that a really good water and then put a cane in to stake it as it grows. Once your tomatoes get big enough, it's advisable to put in a small cane to begin with and then just tie them halfway up, just to help support them. As they get a bit bigger, you can increase the size of the cane. Now once your tomatoes get a bit bigger, it's time to pinch them out. And for tomatoes in the greenhouse, you want to let them get to 6 trusses. And a truss is one of those laterals, the side shoots, that's going to bear fruit. Once you get to 6 of those, you pinch out the top. It's also important to pinch out the midpoints in between the laterals or trusses to conserve energy for fruit. If you let those little midpoints grow, they're going to zap energy and you're going to end up with loads of foliage and fewer fruit. Now when you see these here growing out from the truss, these need to be pinched out. So we go close in there, we just pull that out, and that keeps all the energy in the truss and then the fruit. And these, the little flowers, where the tomato fruit are going to emerge from. And once you've got your flowers and you leave them to be pollinated, all of a sudden you're going to end up with some gorgeous tomatoes. And that really is all you need to do to grow your own tomatoes from seed. Super easy and really enriching, especially if you're a new gardener. If you've not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit the red button to subscribe today. Also click the bell for notifications, where you'll have access to hundreds of garden design hints, tips and hacks from me, the Garden Ninja. And best of all, it's free. So there we go, my super easy method of growing your own tomatoes from seed, costing you a fraction of the price of shop bought tomatoes and giving you so much more flavour. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, where there are hundreds of garden design, hints, tips and hacks to help you make your gardens awesome. I've been Lee Burkhill, a Garden Ninja. Bye for now.